Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be talking through all the lenses I own, why I own them, and another one I'll be looking to buy in the future. I want to apologise in advance for my voice. I have got a bit of a sore throat, but the first lens I'm going to be talking about is the Canon 24mm pancake lens, EFS. Now this is an absolutely beautiful little lens, really sharp, nice wide aperture, f2.8 will do pretty much everything you need to in terms of blurring out a background, and it's so small and so narrow, you can pretty much use it as a lens cap. I actually took this out and about, and all the stuff I shot in London on the last video was on there. This is going to be used quite a bit in the film, and that 24mm works out to about 38.4mm on an equivalent kind of full frame sensor. I'm shooting on APS-C right now, using the kit lens, which I'm not really going to discuss. But this is the first lens in the film, and this is going to be used for a lot of point of view shots. I'll show you the full setup for that on another video, but this is probably going to be the lens I use most. The next lens is the Canon Nifty 50 f1.8. Great little 50mm lens, super cheap. One of the reasons I chose Canon was because of how cheap these really good lenses are. That f1.8 is wonderful for photography. I'm not going to use it as much on the film. I'll explain why later. It'll become obvious when you see some of the other lenses I have. But this is just a fantastic piece of kit, great value for money, and I really recommend it. So the next lens is the first one that I'm not entirely happy with. I love it for photography, but for filmmaking it just isn't right. It's the Canon 10-18 image stabilized STM lens. So that stepping motor is great for focusing, the stabilization is fantastic, and it's a really good price. It's only a couple of £100, but I am going to swap it for the Canon 11-20 f2.8. That is around £500, but that bright aperture, whereas this 4.5 to 5.6 isn't great for video. It's a really dark lens. Now on a camera for photography, if you're just taking photos, don't worry, it's a really nice wide 10mm angle, and because it's stabilized, you can really lower the shutter speed, let more light in, and the darker aperture isn't really going to matter that it's a slow lens. But for video you do need faster lenses, you need to let more light in because you're stuck at 1/50th or 1/60th, depending on where you're going to be shooting, so that if you've got any artificial lights, especially alternating current lights, it's going to be fine for those. For that, I like this lens, but it's just not what I need for video, so I will be trading it in. Next up is my favourite lens I own, and probably the best I'm ever going to own for these cameras, the APS-C ones. It's the Sigma 18-35. This is a ridiculously good lens, especially for the price. Basically you've got the quality of three good f1.8 primes, an 18, a 24 and a 35. It really is a super sharp little lens. It's not too heavy considering the quality you're getting as well. It does come in Canon, Nikon, it comes in pretty much every mount, so I'd recommend it for pretty much anyone on a crop sensor. And for filmmaking, they do cinema versions of this lens. It's about £3,000 or so for the cinema version. It's only about £650 for this photography style version. I would personally say, unless you've got the money to spare, just go for this one. Yes, it has the teeth rings and that for follow focus, but this is optically it's the same. I'd really recommend this one every time. And this is without a doubt the best lens I own. The last lens in the lineup is an absolute behemoth, and it's the reason I'm probably not going to use the Nifty 50 too much. It's the Sigma 50-100mm. Now, yes, it is absolutely huge, but to have that zoom range is just fantastic. Now, on a crop sensor camera, especially Canon crop, that 50mm means it starts at around 80mm equivalent on a full frame, and 100mm goes all the way to 160. So this is a really great lens for video, but also for portrait photography. There is, however, a slight caveat. One thing that I think makes it not quite as brilliant as the 18-35. It has real focus breathing issues at the long end. I noticed this trying to do some product photography with it. trying to get nice flattering angles with that compression at 100mm, and the focus breathing was quite severe. Because of that, I'm probably not going to shoot too much with a zoom at the long end, or at least nothing that where I have to rack focus. But it's a really well made lens, the image quality is fantastic, and to have f1.8 through the range is just brilliant. I couldn't ask for more. The only issue for me is the focus breathing. So that's it for today on the lenses. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you can think of any other great EF mount lenses for the Canon range, please let me know in the comments below. I'm always open to new information. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon.